Hello and welcome everyone of CSA-EUR Alumni. My name is Nick. I am your host today for this podcast. And today we have a very special project for you, all the members of the Chinese Student Associations. Today we will provide you with an episode where we provide insights of those who have been where you are right now. I'm going to give the word to Kai to continue further with the podcast.
Yes. Hi everyone, I'm Kai. And today we have a very special guest, an alumni who have once in your shoes and has gone through the same experiences during your time at CSA. And we hope to talk to him about the memories, the highlight, and perhaps some regret they have to help you along the way.
Yep, so without further ado, let's welcome.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Jia Hao. Been an alumni of CSA for like 4 or 5 years now. So just a short introduction. I joined CSA in 2019 in my first year of university. That's when I joined the social events committee. Shout out to social. Then after that, I did a board year in 2019, 2020. No, 2021. Yeah. Then I was part of the 17th board as the president. Then the year after, I was part of the alumni committee. So I did a lot, but it's not done yet. Then I took like a gap year. I think I took 1 or 2 gap years, and this year I'm back in CSA again. So this year I'm part of council.
This is your fourth year in CSA, right?
In total, 4th year.
God damn, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro, don't make me feel old.
So you've been part of the social events committee, the 17th board as the president, and the alumni committee, and now you're back as a council member.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for sharing your experience. And what was it like studying alongside doing CSA as a side quest?
It was okay because like most of the time, it was during my bachelor's when I was part of CSA, and I did BA at RSM. And as you guys might know, I mean, it's kind of like a stereotype, like BA is not that hard. I mean, like, I don't want to say anything about that, but I would say like the good part about it is that we had a lot of time to like spend on extracurriculars and stuff, which I did by being part of CSA. So it was doable. But only in my board year, in my second year, it was a bit too much. So I decided to kind of like delay my studies in my second year by 1 year. So for my bachelor's in total, I did 4 years instead of 3. But I mean, that's fine. Like, I'm still young. Despite being so long in CSA, I'm still young.
Yeah.
Wait, how old are you again?
I'm 23 years old.
23, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't spend that much time
To be honest, no.
studying, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing my master's right now.
Yeah.
I'm graduating
your
this
second
year.
master, right? Or
No, my first master.
your first master.
But
Okay.
my master's only 1 year. I'm graduating this year. So yeah, 23. Like, is that old? I don't.
think so, right?
I think it's decent, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing IBA as well right now, so that's the international version of BA. But the same for you as me. I'm doing a board year right now. Had an active year at the first year, and for now, like, not unlike you, I'm not planning to have any delay. I hope I won't have any delay.
Yeah.
You're
But
saying I'm dumb.
no, that's not what I'm saying.
Sorry.
That's not what I'm saying. But like,
Just kidding.
I'm just hoping,
Yeah.
you know. So was it like really that much during your president year? What made it like everything that was so overwhelming for you to have a delay in your studies?
I think just the workload, like being part of the board, and also my role. I think this is a bit different every year, and in the end, it's also like how much you put into it. Like if we're talking about like doing a board year now, for me, like I'm not exaggerating. Like it might be different for you, but like on average, I was definitely like doing 40, 50 hour weeks of like spending time on CSA. Then was I still doing other stuff beside of it? No, during that year, no. But I mean, then you can imagine like with studies, like I also don't want to get like 6s and stuff. So in the end, like it's just too much to combine.
Yeah.
You just fully separated it.
Yeah. So I just like did 1 year extra for it, and I don't regret it.
That was during the COVID year, right?
Yeah.
What was different about it?
The COVID year. I mean, yeah, it was of course like very different, like for all of us. like we were part of 6 board members, but 5 out of 6 like we were all prior active members. So we all experienced like what CSA was like in person, right?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like all the events you go to, like you bond with each other and stuff. That's also like why we wanted to do board, because like we just had such an amazing time, and like the physical aspect is like a very big part of that, right? But then during COVID, obviously everything was online.
Yeah.
A lot of things were uncertain. Like we had to make a lot of like backup plans. But definitely the fact like that we couldn't really see our members and we couldn't see each other as a board. I think that was definitely a challenge, like in many ways.
Yeah, to make sure you connect with each other better, right? Because, I mean, for example, the internal committee would need people to meet each other to create events. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, how did that work? The
Yeah.
internal events back then.
We worked a lot with Discord that year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in the end, like if you can't do physical events, it's online. Sometimes there were still like hybrid possibilities. For example, our Actors Weekend that one was physical, but there was at that time like there were just a lot of restrictions. Like it wasn't totally banned, but we couldn't like sleep over at like somewhere in the middle of nowhere in like the Netherlands, like
yeah.
how it's usually going.
Yeah.
But at a certain point when it completely turned online, like just events online, like internal events online, like
Yeah.
via Zoom or via like Discord or something.
Okay.
Damn, that sounds really depressing, right?
It is.
Yeah,
but
it
like,
must be
could
tough,
you tell me
yeah.
more about the Actors Weekend? Like, I
Yeah.
cannot imagine having an Actors Weekend without sleeping at like a random place out in the nowhere, right?
Yeah, so like we tried to like make best with what we had, and that didn't include like everyone going on like a camp and doing fun activities together and sleeping together and drinking until very late.
Yeah.
I'm not sure like if in the end like we did host or people did host some like drinking afterwards. But like that was in the end just reality. Like we couldn't do it. So like we had some events like throughout the city. I remember we did an event at like Kiro and then at Yuko as well. Just like some games, like some ice-breaking games. And then also at the sport hall here. But yeah, like in the end, like I think we did best with what we had.
Yeah. Damn, bro.
Makes sense.
Sounds tough. Yeah, like you said, it's so depressing.
Yeah, like, it really does sound
What the
depressing,
hell?
but in the end, like it was quite fine actually. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, reflecting now and also reflecting on like what active members have said during that year, like it's either that, like you have kind of like a social environment where you still like kind of like have social interaction, or you have nothing and you just stay at home every day.
Exactly.
So-
it's the best you could do that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So despite like the COVID situation, like people could still like meet people, form connections with each other, which people definitely did. Like I would definitely say like friendships have been continuing like since
Yeah.
that year.
Okay.
Okay.
How about the year after then? Because you joined alumni committee the year after.
Yeah.
And that was already out of COVID, I think.
That was out of COVID.
Was it 21, 22?
No, that was 2022, 2023.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then was there already like a significant difference you noticed in like
Yeah, like everything was back to normal. So like obviously like to me, like I knew what it was like physically. So it's not like, oh, like, yeah, like suddenly like this year is like very refreshing or something,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I've already experienced it before.
okay, yeah.
But maybe for other like alumni or active members that their first year was like an online year, maybe like they enjoyed it way more. Yeah.
Could you also tell me about like one of your most memorable experience throughout your whole like CSA career? You've been here for 4 years already.
Yeah.
Could you tell us some highlights maybe?
Wow, like I keep hearing, oh, you've been here for 4 years already. I feel so old, but like, I don't know.
No. Just like dedication, loyalty to CSA.
Yeah. You asked about my most memorable experience, right?
Yeah.
I did.
I would say just like I feel like there isn't like one specific thing that was most memorable to me.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a lot of things that were memorable to me and like very precious. I think if I have to answer that question, it was just like it's just like in general, like all the experiences that I got, like all the fun people that I got to meet, all the things that I've learned and grew as a person. I would say that whole package. like just like I don't know, like recently I've also realized I really enjoy being in a community that gives me a lot of fulfillment. Like working in a community and like doing something for that community. So really like the community aspect, that was something that I really, really enjoyed in general.
Yeah. So I think that's like the you can call it like the CSA package, right?
Yeah,
so
the
like,
CSA package.
it's not only a community that you get or like the hard skills that you get, but like it's everything that's combined with each other. I think that's really one of the strongest points that CSA has right now.
Yeah, and for some people also love relationships.
Oh, yeah, that's real. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard like I don't know what year it was again. Like one of the board members, they are married now, right? Do you know any more about that?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. Like CSA exists for so many years.
Yeah.
For the ones watching, I'm talking about you.
Oh.
Congrats.
Yeah.
But like seeing some relationships still being together, like that formed during CSA, like it's also a very big possibility that like the relationship that have formed over the past few years, they end up marrying and staying together. Yeah.
I think for you also, since you've stayed here for 4 years, again feeling old, but you've probably made a lot of connections that you're still continuing now. And do you still in touch with a lot of people? Or?
Yeah, like definitely. I would say like 90, is it that big? Like maybe, like a very big proportion of like my current friends and my kind of like circle does consist of like past CSA members. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you met them all through CSA and then still through. Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, like, yeah, CSA is also. How were you before you joined CSA? Then, like, did you have to go out of your comfort zone? Were you like more introverted? Like, I heard from some people they were really introverted, didn't really speak to people. That's why they wanted to join like a community like CSA with like-minded people, especially with Asian people and other Chinese people.
Okay. I think I was pretty wild.
Wild?
Social committee, right?
Yeah, like during that year maybe as well. Like maybe when I started doing board, like a bit less. Because you asked me how was I like before, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just like, I think, like I wasn't introverted. Like already during middle school, like I started, I don't know, like kind of getting my own personality or something, which was, I guess I was more extroverted or sociable. So, yeah, like I think, yeah, I was just sociable. I didn't really know anything about CSA actually, like before I signed up.
Yeah.
The story is pretty funny actually because I started uni with doing 2 bachelors at the same time, like business administration and psychology.
Oh, really?
Because I really like both.
Yeah.
Actually, my first choice was psychology because I'm just really interested in human behavior.
You were 18 at the time?
Yeah, 18.
Oh.
Wow.
But in the end, I dropped psychology because, like, I don't know, I didn't really vibe with the people, you know, like no shade to like psychology people,
shit.
but
It's where the shade comes in. This is no shade.
I don't know, like it was just like all these. Yeah, I shouldn't say it. Like just these hippies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We can cut it out.
We can cut it out. Or maybe not.
Yeah, then I dropped psychology, and then a friend of mine was like, I was talking to my friend. I was like, yeah, like we really gotta like up our CV game right now, like because like I'm not doing 2 studies. Like let's save a like in Dutch you call it fuck your CV, like save a
fuck your CV.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So then a friend of mine recommended like, oh, maybe you should check out CSA to do like a committee there or something. I was like, huh? What's that? Like I just understood it at like some Asian club or something. So I was like, oh, this could be good for my CV. So I just signed up.
Okay.
And then, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I didn't really know what it was. Like she said, oh, like just sign up for social and internal. So I did. And in the end, like I usually prepare, so I was quite well prepared.
Yeah.
But so I got it in the end, but like it was quite funny because there was, and this was like kind of a joke that was also being made during my first year, because at that time, like still, I don't know if I can say that, but like applications were quite tough, like as well.
Yeah.
But there was like a dress code, like which I didn't see, like I don't know, like business casual, business formal or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was business formal.
But then I just came up with my babe hoodie.
Meaning business, yeah.
Yeah, like I I completely like missed that thing or something. So like I remember I was walking in the office, and at that time we're still in P building, like downstairs. Oh, we're still in P building.
We're still in
Oh,
people.
yeah,
Yeah. I was walking down, and like I went to CSA office. I was like, "Hi," and then like I remember like my my
Supervisor.
well, not head,
Your
yeah,
supervisor, yeah.
was Michelle. I was asking like, "Hey, like I'm here for the interview," and then she of course like at that time she was like, "Oh yeah, sure," but then later she told me like, "I thought you were lost or something, man. You just like walking around with like your stupid hoodie and stuff."
Did you say stupid hoodie during your interview?
No. Like they didn't say that, but like
Oh.
they were confused, like what I
yeah.
was doing there. And then I don't know, like it turned out to be a joke in the end. Like,
Yeah, you got accepted while wearing a Babe hoodie.
more that like I was wearing like a hoodie itself, like some like formal clothing, but like that's how I got into CSA. And like another funny story actually,
Yeah.
like I remember we were at ACT this weekend, and then another board member, like her name is Joyce, we're like in the car, and that during that time it was October or something, so like the year kind of started,
Yeah.
but like ACT this weekend is kind of like the first event, right?
Yeah.
And then I was in the car and I was like, "Oh, so what do you do?" And then she said like, "I'm the secretary." I'm like, "Huh? What is secretary?" She said like, "That's part of the board." I was like, "Huh? What is board?"
You were not prepared at all for
Yeah.
CSA. You just joined.
Doesn't know
Yeah,
anything.
like so so that's quite I don't know, like contrasting, because in the end like after a while I really enjoyed my time there,
Yeah.
and like I really developed this passion for CSA or something.
Yeah.
Like maybe like that's less now or something because I'm not that involved anymore, but I used to be like very very passionate, like preaching like to everyone and stuff. But then I don't know, like I really loved CSA, and then I don't know, like I turned to be not like
Not as wild as before.
a moron, like not even knowing like what. And then I don't know, I applied for board, and
Yeah, now you're here in a suit instead of a Babe hoodie, right?
yeah, man.
Damn. So CSA kind of shaped the person that you are now.
Yeah, definitely. No, for sure. Like, I met a lot of like ambitious people like in my
Yeah.
year. Like I looked up a lot to like my board. Like, so I was an active member in my first year, and then my
Social,
board.
Yeah, the first board. Yeah.
Yeah, like the 16 board. Like they were doing really well. Like I don't know if you guys noticed, but like before going to uni, it's just like you're not really in touch with like the business world or whatever. Like you're not talking about it. Like I mean, your classmates, they're like, I chose business, but like most of them probably didn't even go to like anything business related, even.
Yeah.
So like you're not really in that world. But I don't know, like since like I went to uni, and then like I just saw like the board members, they were doing so well, like these like very hard studies like econometrics and stuff, and they were
Oh,
having
yeah.
internships at like very big companies like Big Four. I mean, debatable Big Four now, like now I know,
Yeah.
like but they were doing very well, and then I don't know, like that really I think that played a very big part in like
As a motivation, or
how I also developed my ambition. Yeah.
So like you kind of saw them as a role model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the story they tell you. You surround yourself with the people looking forward to like life, career, then you also become similar to them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it's really a good environment, I would say.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So a different topic. From the years you have on social, board, alumni, and now it's council.
Council.
Yeah, council.
it's council. Why have you decided to actually come back to council?
Yeah. I think for me, like, because earlier we were talking about the community, I think for me, coming back to the Netherlands, because like I've spent quite some time abroad in Asia, like it was something that I looked forward to like connecting with again, because all these years during my uni years, I was surrounded by a lot of like a community. Maybe a lot of those kind of relationships also dimmed down over a bit because like I was abroad for so long.
Yes.
So I think I just wanted to primarily like reconnect, to stay in touch with people, also kind of like to meet some new people as well. And I think secondly, because in the end, I did have some CSA experience. Like, I was quite aware or like informed about what we do, like what our goals are, and like how we can work towards it. I think, especially because like I was in that present role, like we're very focused on strategy,
Yeah.
and from the perspective of council, you're also very much involved in the long-term goals of CSA, which is also like the strategy.
Yeah.
I found it interesting to kind of like to be able to like advise or like guide on that.
Okay.
In a low threshold way, because like not that I'm gonna do like full time like being part of CSA again,
Yeah.
but just like being able to give advice sometimes, like, and being able to guide kind of like what we've been working on the past few years.
Yeah, so something both you want and also like a bit of doing things, but also just the community again, to
Yeah.
reconnect with the community.
Yeah,
Yeah, so two ways.
yeah,
Okay, and then now as the question is, so you said okay, there's all kinds of highlight. Every memory is very important, but like to be honest, what committee and also board included did you have the most fun time in?
Yeah, what was your favorite, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
you're in
just fun, just having most fun. I mean,
yeah,
because I can imagine board is like more tough work.
yeah.
That's true.
I'm not gonna say like, oh, which committee was the most fun year or something. Like, I mean, I guess for you it's also hard to say, right? Because like you're part of two committees, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two committees.
Yeah.
I also have a committee last year, have my own board.
Yeah. So like probably they also ask you like, hey, yeah, like which committee?
Yeah. They all tell me I have a favorite one.
Yeah.
I know the favorite, not the favorite.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So like I won't directly say that, but like I would definitely say like my most fun year, and I think that's the case for a lot of like my peers like who have been in CSA as well. It's definitely like their first active year, right? Because it's the first time you come in contact with like such a huge association. Like you meet so many new people,
Exactly.
so many events, like those memories like that you make, like they stick like the most, or like
Because
they,
it's the first time that
Yeah.
you're witnessing. Yeah.
Yeah.
so the first time like is also always the most exciting, right? And it like I don't know, like gives you that bittersweet feeling or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a still new adventure.
Yeah.
Everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
you're
see.
also just 18, so like getting
Yeah.
in a new world. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So like always when I reminisce about CSA, like I would say my first active year does really have a warm place in
It
my heart.
strikes you the most.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, now let's talk a bit about reflection. So like, of course, we all as humans have things like, oh, I wish I could have done those things differently, or I wish that never happened, right? Are there any things at CSA that you wanted to have like done differently, or do you consider that you have any regrets from CSA?
Okay. I think, I mean, for sure, like, especially, I guess, during a board year, like, you're working full time with board on CSA.
Yeah.
You, of course, like, experience a lot of, like, different things together. And there are bound to be some things that you wish to have gone better or, like, went differently. So when I think about, like, your question, I would think more maybe about my board year, because that was, like, the most intensive, of course. Like, as a committee member, it's, like, sometimes quite low. I mean, I don't want to say like there's no pressure, but like low stakes or something.
Yeah, lower stakes than as a board member or as a supervisor.
Yeah. So you care more, of course, like during your board year.
Yeah.
So that's why I think about my board year. I think there were definitely things that I wish I have, that I wish I would have done better. Like, I don't know if it's like regret, because at that time, like I was me. Of course, like I tried to do the best in any situation. So of course, like it's a bit weird to say like, oh, because like you're trying to do your best in that situation and you wish you have done something differently like afterwards. So I think it's more like, oh, like it could have gone differently if you did differently, but you didn't know any better at that point.
Yeah. It's always in hindsight.
Yeah, in hindsight. I think like some things that I would have done better is maybe maybe being kind of like a better leader, I guess, in some situations.
Yeah.
Because like as the president, it's a very like leadership oriented role, not only for your committee, but also for your board. I think there were definitely some instances where also because of like maybe how I like the tone that I set like for the board, because as the president you have like quite a big impact on that. Things like went a certain negative direction. Just to make it a bit more concrete, like I would say back then, but then, I mean, I was 19. Like, what do I know about leadership? You know, what do I know about like running an association?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back then, I would say I would have a bit more kind of like an authoritative, like kind of like leadership, rather than a more
Flexible.
Democratic.
maybe like empathetic.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
So like, of course, it's not like, oh, I don't give a fuck about your feelings or anything. But I think like I was a bit more like, okay,
Very objective.
and then decision has to be made, and then we have to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a bit harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
bit
think
harsh.
a bit harsh, I would say, and a bit more controlling, I would say.
Okay. Yeah.
Like at times maybe micromanaging as well. And then of course like those aren't good like leadership qualities, and in the end like you will find that out because you see things like not happening well, maybe like with the responses that you get, maybe with like the output that you get, but of course also like people voicing out to you. And that definitely happened during my year. Like I'm just gonna be honest in that, like both in my committee and in my board. Like those kind of like instances kind of made me reflect on myself,
Yeah.
my way of doing things, like my kind of like leadership style. And I think like that was one of my biggest learnings in that year. I feel like that year like humbled me a lot as well, and it made me into a more empathetic person, but also a more empathetic like leader.
Yeah. And when during your board year, when was like the switch that you made? Did you still become empathetic like near the end or somewhere halfway?
I think it was, if during the year, it was definitely towards the end,
Yeah.
or it was just after, like after the year was already done, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think, I mean, we're like back, like as we're young, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're also quite young. Like the most growth that you get is during like those years, right? So you develop like very quickly. So like if it was during that year, it was towards the end or like after. Like I think like at a certain time, like you just, I think like reflecting on it, like I think those experiences in the end they stayed with me like for quite a long time as well. I wouldn't say necessarily in like a positive sense, maybe in more like a negative sense, kind of like a regret kind of like way. But over time, like you kind of process that,
Yeah.
like the kind of like failures or like kind of like the improvement points that you,
Yeah. Comes back
Yeah.
at you.
yeah. And then, I mean, you just process that at a certain time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, like I'm all about like personal development and continuous learning. So,
Yeah.
like I definitely like, I mean, that stayed with me, and like I did something with it, and I grew out of it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
In the end, you had some small failures and mistakes you made, you think, from the leadership, and that in the end you just processed and managed to overcome it. So
Yeah,
in the end, although it was a regret, you still managed to come out above it, overcome it, let's call it.
yeah. As a person,
Yeah.
so I think, I mean, yay, that's good for me as a person. But then definitely, I do still like. It does still sting, I guess. I mean, maybe like right after the year,
Yeah.
that you couldn't give that positive effect to like your peers, you know, like to your board members or your committee members. So that's definitely like a, oh shit, like I wish if like I had done that differently. Like I wish I had the
Yeah.
like I don't know, like the growth at that stage to be
Yeah.
able to like do that differently, you know?
Yeah.
To also like give everyone a good time, because like, I mean, at that time I really loved CSA. Like I love my committee members, I love my board members. Like shout out to them.
Real.
So yeah, like I mean, want the best for them, you know?
I feel like that's the hard part about like life though. The ones that you learn the most from are the things that you regret and like wish that you could have done differently. For example, I'm pretty sure that if you didn't learn the skill of like or like have acted this way, so like if you didn't act like an authoritative boss who just boss people around, I'm not saying you did, but I mean I think
Maybe I
that's
did.
I mean
yeah.
I think that's how you described it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't be where you are right now, right?
Yeah.
Because then you would not
Yeah.
be the same leader as that you are right now.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And that's why I also think, like, not promo for CSA, or maybe, like, doing a board position, like, at CSA or any other board position is such a valuable experience, because you're literally in the management role of a big organization. I mean, come on, like, 50, like, I don't want to call them employees, but 50 people you're working on, like, in the organization, you're basically, like, running a company in that sense. Like that experience is so valuable, like being so young, because like when you actually get that experience, you can only get that when you're like 30 or something.
Yeah, much
you know?
all the time.
Yeah. So
This is already management at a young age.
yeah.
You should tell this to the actors in the camera.
Yeah, sign up for work. Sign up for
Yeah,
work.
sign up for work,
Sign
guys.
up for board.
Yeah. But yeah, for sure. Like it was really like, yeah, a very valuable like year and experience.
What about your relationships with them now, though? Do you, are you guys
Any
still
regret?
talking? Do they have
Mhm.
any remorse towards you? Like maybe
Or
they
you
fucked
towards
us.
them.
Just kidding.
No.
Maybe they have like grudges.
No, we
against-
just went to Kobo actually like the other day.
Oh, I don't
um,
remember.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
man doesn't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like it was okay. Let's not. I also had a very fun time open bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just went to the Kobo the other day.
The entire board?
No, like 5 out of 6.
Yeah,
quite a
that's
bit.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, so like I mean that's nice to see them. In general, we don't really speak that much anymore. Over the years, I mean, like individually we do, but not really like as boards. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same for other boards. I mean, I know like the 16 board, like they're still very tight, but yeah. No, I think like individually we still speak to some of each other, and I mean like we went to Kobo last time. If you're talking about like remorse or like anger or something, I mean I don't know. I don't know because I can't speak for them. Like I don't have anything.
Yeah.
Like as I said, like love for everyone. But I think in general, like it was also a long time ago. So
Yeah.
I think people like they also like move on and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like you also have this like split up private and work, right?
Sorry.
You also have
Yeah.
to like split up private and work
Yeah.
also during your board year. So in that
Yeah, you
sense-
try to, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like sometimes, like
Get
it's
mixed.
quite
It
overlapping.
gets mixed,
Yeah.
especially as a student.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Indeed. What
Also,
about? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Also
yeah.
wondering, like, beside the board relation, are there also other relational regret you have?
Beside
Like-
board, you mean like committee or something?
Friends and lovers.
Friends and lovers, regrets.
Yeah. Maybe you
Um,
wish you had nurtured them more.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in general, like I'm quite good at nurturing like my friendships and relationships. Like quite often, I organize these get-togethers like with past alumni at my house or something, or parties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite a lot of people
Yeah,
still
for the
come.
poker, for example, right?
Let's not talk. We don't promote gambling.
We promote gambling.
Hey, no, this
Chinese.
year there's a lot of gamblers. I think.
I mean, yeah, as I said, like still like 80% or something of my current friends that I keep in touch with are all from CSA.
Mhm.
Obviously, you can't keep in touch with everyone because, like, I mean, I've been there for like 4 years. Like, that's like 50 people a year. Like, that's like 200 people or something. Like, you can't keep up with everyone. But I mean, like the close ones, like I do definitely like keep in touch with. Yeah, with regards to regrets, no, like everyone's very nice, of course. Like, I think active members, I never, in general, the vibe that I get is like everyone's always very friendly, very open. So I never really had any beef like with anyone.
Okay. So no drama.
No
Wow.
drama. not exciting enough.
I mean, at least from my side, like if anyone like you have beef with me and like
Put it in the
maybe you
comments
can
right
text
there.
me about that.
Yeah, fix some unsettled beef with Jia Hao after
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
or-
from your first active year, right?
Exactly, we'll send
Yeah,
out the
like, let's go
survey.
to the ring. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Alumni boxing event coming up.
bro. Actually,
Oh, for real though.
Jia Hao as the punching bag, maybe.
Yeah, hit me, man.
Bro. Okay. Would you do another year of CSA if you could do anything differently?
Would I do an at this point? Like I wouldn't do it. Like maybe it was quite funny. Like after my second year and then in my third year, I was alumni, I think, and then the year after. Wait. Anyway, like I forgot about the
Social
timeline.
President alumni. Then you took
Yeah,
a
but
gap
and then
year
like
in
I think a
CSA.
year after
Yeah.
or something, like I was like, because I was in Malaysia during that time, like with some of like also some CSA members, like
Yeah.
we're all doing an internship there. I was like, I had this sudden urge of like going back to CSA and doing another board year. Like,
Hey, really?
yeah, like that was very crazy. Like I don't know, maybe it also had to do with kind of like the regrets or like whatever like that we talked about before.
Yeah.
Like okay,
Redemption.
like this year, like I actually like
Yeah.
I wanna apply like what I've learned and something and stuff and see how that works out. But I mean, to be honest, like it just costs a lot of time. I mean, I'm in my master's year right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm 23. Like, that's not old, guys. But it's
Yes, it's not old.
I mean, at this point, like I'd rather do like internships or like anything else.
Yeah. Over a CSA
Yeah.
board year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, of course. And how's your personal well-being been related to CSA? Like you mentioned that you had quite a lot on your plate during your board year, but yeah, did it have any emotional impact on you?
Yeah, for sure. I think not only on me, but also like other people. Yeah, it was definitely tough at some times. Like, I mean, you're managing a lot of expectations. You're carrying, like,
especially as the president, right? You're
Yeah.
carrying the whole association on your shoulders.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I'm a second year uni student doing
You're
BA.
only 19.
Like what? Like what the hell? Like what do I know about running an association?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I was very ambitious at that time, and I really, really wanted to do well. I think when you really want to do well, that puts a pressure on yourself as well, like from yourself. And when things don't go well, like you just like, especially me, like I would really like feel bad about it and like beat myself up for it, because. I mean, I'm Asian. Failure is not a
Yeah.
possibility.
Yeah, real.
I mean, like that's how I felt at the time. Like, I mean, right now, I mean, the stakes that those shape you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was tough. Like, I mean, the conversation that we had at a certain point when things weren't going well, that was tough, and that had a toll, like on my like mental well-being or personal well-being. Yeah, so for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a part of the CSA package too that we mentioned earlier. Right?
Yeah, like I mean, yeah. If you decide to no, no, no. Hey, we want to promote.
If you decide to do a board year. No, we get it.
I mean, but as well, like that really helped me as well. You know, like we were
Yeah,
talking
it
about
shapes
CSA.
it
Yeah.
shapes you, right?
Yeah.
Like the damages.
Yeah, so like we're talking about the CSA package, and then we're talking more about like the social and personal connections or growth that you have. But then during that year, I had a lot of like professional growth, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed. Okay.
They always say tough times create strong men.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
So,
You're a big man now.
Thanks, man.
exactly.
Okay. Well, yeah, we also understood that you had like some international experiences abroad. Would you like to tell something about that? Like why you went abroad and what like made you go abroad? And
Yeah.
has CSA formed you in any way into going abroad as well?
Yeah, so why I wanted to go abroad in the first place. So I was studying business administration in our third year. We can choose like exchange minor internship.
Yeah.
I really still wanted to go like have an experience in Asia because
Yeah.
I mean my roots. I'm Asian. I'm Chinese.
Yeah.
I mean we grew up our whole life in the Netherlands, but then like I don't know, like I feel like some part of you also wants to reconnect, right? So I really wanted to do that. I couldn't go because COVID. Like I was accepted for exchange in Beijing, but I couldn't go.
Okay. Yeah.
So I deferred it. So 1 year later, you can do an exchange because like you missed that slot, but you could do an internship. So I decided, okay, like let's do an internship abroad because I really want to go to Asia. In the end, I went to Malaysia with like 3 CSA members. We all We all did an internship there,
Oh, okay.
like
The
at
same
different
company?
companies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was at Unilever, like Ishan, like, I'm just gonna say the names. Like he was at
Yeah.
Deloitte, and Antu was at
Oh, okay.
MDBC, and like Hong Yin was at Dentsu, like a marketing agency.
Yeah.
Best experience ever.
Yeah.
Like my girlfriend is Malaysian Chinese.
Oh, okay.
In the end, like we had so many like crazy experiences together. Like I really, really liked my company because in Malaysia there are a lot of Chinese people, you know. Like
Yeah.
in that company, like 80% is Chinese. So like
Oh, okay.
like because you're Chinese, you can't connect with them, you know. And I speak Mandarin as well. So like yeah, it was really crazy with my colleagues. Like we would have like outings to, like different parts of the country. I even attended my friend's wedding, and then like with my group of CSA and like with my girlfriend's friends, like we're also friends. We would go like clubbing like every week.
Yeah.
We would go like everywhere in the country. But
Okay.
yeah, that was just like such a good experience. Like, and it really opened my eyes. Like, damn, the world is really so big, you know. Because growing up in the Netherlands, like it's a very small country, right?
Yeah.
You're very limited. And if you've ever been to Asia, like you get what I mean in terms of excitement, like the food, like just that
Definitely.
feeling, like the food, like
It's the people.
everyone, the people, yeah.
Yeah.
So after I was like, yeah, fuck this shit, man. Like I was like, I'm still young. Like I want to do more of this because like when you're young, I mean, I thought I'm like 20 at that point. Like I didn't have kids yet. I didn't
Yeah.
have a house yet. I didn't have like a mortgage yet. Yeah. Like if you want to go, like now is really the best time because like your flexibility decreases as you grow older. Like I mean, you of course can still do it, but like to just randomly go on an internship when you're 32, you have kids, you have a house, you have like bills to pay, like can't do that.
Yeah.
So that's why I really want to do it now, you know,
Yeah.
like in the next few years. So yeah, I did that. Like afterwards, I went back to Beijing,
Yeah.
like to the place I couldn't go to because of COVID.
Yeah.
So I did one semester there studying Chinese with a focus on business Chinese. Yeah, insane experience once again. Like I was studying at one of the best universities of China. It was really crazy.
You went to Tsinghua.
Yeah,
Tsinghua.
Tsinghua. Yeah.
Oh.
And then afterwards, I still had half a year left. And then I did an internship in Singapore for like 5-6 months. I mean, that was also just like such a good experience.
Yeah.
Like as you guys might know, like Singapore right now is really like
Yeah, but it's booming.
it's really booming. Like it's
Yeah.
been booming for the past few years, but it's really booming. So in terms of like business and everything,
It's the place to be.
like it's really like, and that's why like I feel like Asia right now is like a really exciting place to be. Like especially Southeast Asia, there's so much growth happening at that moment, and to be part of it, like
Yeah.
that dynamic environment, it's just so I don't know, like valuable and exciting, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean I'm back now, but I'm already planning my escape route. Like so,
You told me yesterday that you wanted to move to Hong Kong, right?
yeah.
Hong
So
Kong.
yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, me and my girlfriend, we were talking about it for a long time, like because she's Malaysian Chinese and she
Okay.
studied at Erasmus,
Okay. Yeah.
but then she's been in the Netherlands for like 7-8 years. She's also done with this country. Like, no offense. Like, I think Netherlands is really, really a great country, but it's just like the grass is green at the other side, right? Like
Yeah.
people, like it's funny because like when I speak to people in Asia, like they want to come to Europe,
That's so
but then
good.
like
Yeah.
they're like, why the hell do you want to come to Asia? Like, are you crazy? Because like, of course, like not everything's easy there, especially working. But yeah, we always wanted to go back, and like we've been discussing that for like a long time, you know, like
Yeah.
where do we go? Like which country
Yeah.
do we pick? And in the end, we came up with Hong Kong. I think, yeah, it's also a very good place to be. Like we're also thinking of like, okay, like maybe it sounds superficial, but like the monetary aspect, right?
Yeah,
Like-
definitely. Makes sense, right? Because you
Yeah.
need money to survive and you need to earn money.
Yeah.
somewhere, right?
And also because like I come from the Netherlands, like I come from euros, you know? And if I just suddenly go and I go to Thailand or I go to Malaysia and I earn in Thai baht or Malaysian ringgit,
Yeah.
that's like you're earning like 500 euros a month or something, you know?
Yeah.
If you're planning to stay there, okay, like you can consider that. But if you want to move back at a certain point, or you want, like I at least want to build international wealth, like because like I'm from the West, like a part of me is from the West as well. If I want to travel around, like you can't do that, or you have less freedom to do that.
True.
So looking at like high income countries, or at least like on par, you have Hong Kong, Singapore, China, tier 1 cities.
Shanghai.
Yeah, Shanghai, Beijing, a bit less maybe, but still up there. Singapore, I've already been to. Like, no offense to Singapore, but yeah, it's just like a bit too small. And
Isn't Hong Kong small?
Hong Kong is also small,
yeah,
though.
Hong Kong's small.
But it's different. Different
Yeah.
small.
But I don't know, man. Like, I just felt in Singapore, like everyone's just like a workaholic. Like, no offense to Singapore, I don't know. I don't think we have like Singaporean watches or something, but everyone's really focused on work, and I don't really feel like the soul in the country. You know, like everything's very modern and all that.
Yeah.
And I have a bias for Malaysia. You know, I've been there like so many times, like because I went back each time, and I have a lot of friends there. You know, and Singapore and Malaysia, like they were one country before.
Yeah.
A lot of the things are the same, like the ethnic groups, the food.
Okay.
And then if you compare like Singapore to Malaysia, like in terms of like, I don't know, excitement, I mean, yeah, Malaysia, hands down. And for work, Singapore is definitely better, but yeah, Malaysia hands down. But I mean, Hong Kong, you earn well. It's small, but there's more nature. Like at least you have mountains and all that.
The hikes.
And I feel like there's just a bit more culture to it, or like a bit more life, you know?
Yeah, and also I think if you go to Hong Kong, you can also just go to mainland.
Yeah.
Very chill. Like Shenzhen is just a train ride away.
Yeah, it's just like 1 hour away
Also, with a Dutch passport, you don't need a visa anymore.
to travel, you mean? Yeah.
Well, only for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But still, you can go in and out.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
possible.
Yeah. So like for now, like Hong Kong is definitely like the next stop. I mean, I study finance, a great place for finance. Don't know if I want to do anything with that, but definitely try to grow my career there.
Yeah.
And then in the end, I think move around maybe like a few Asian countries.
Exactly. So finishing this master and you just get out of the Netherlands.
Get the hell out, man.
Get the hell out.
Get my master's and dip.
Bro, good luck getting that bread in Hong Kong.
Yeah. I mean,
The housing is kind of crazy.
Big loaf
Yeah.
of bread.
no housing. Housing is definitely expensive, but I mean, you also earn more. Blah, like pros and cons. Like yeah.
It's fine. You'll manage.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you still have anything you want to share regarding the time of like advice to our CSA members regarding going on exchange or going abroad for experience?
I think, like, okay, it might sound corny, but like my number one advice would be a few actually. Like, I'm just gonna say it right now. Like, definitely follow your heart. Like, follow your passions. Don't like go do stuff because of like external pressures or like society or whatever. Because in the end, that's not gonna last, and you're gonna end up miserable. I mean, of course, like you need to earn some bread, you know, but I feel like there's definitely, you're able to like get a balance in that. But for sure, like find something that you like, become good at it, and the money will come. So that's definitely one. And secondly, like you're young. So I would say, I mean, I would assume you're young. Maybe alumni, you're not young, but okay, but I'm talking to the actors more. You're young, like now is really the time to like venture out, go experience, try out different things. Because yeah, as I said before in like the podcast, like you have the most flexibility now. Like you can do it later, obviously, but the stakes are just like different, you know, and the circumstances are different. So yeah, like if you're very like contemplating about a certain decision, just make that decision. Like take that exchange, go abroad, go travel or whatever, because you're never gonna like regret later, oh, I wish I had traveled less, or I wish I had seen less places or tried less things, you know? Never. And it's only gonna like make you grow as a person. So yeah, just like do that, man. Like no pressure. Like just follow your heart.
Just go out there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Jia Hao, for these valuable thoughts and insights that you gave for us and for the actives and for all the alumni, of course, on your journey from CSA and where you ended up right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Jia Hao.
Thanks, Jia Hao.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Okay, and to all our members listening, I hope this episode has given you some food for thought on your journey with CSA. So remember Giles' words too. grasp every opportunity to experience as much as you can. And until next time, this is me, Nick, and Kai signing off.
Yes. Bye bye.